Okay, so let's go through the material that's in Chapter 5. So what I've done is I've opened up Chapter 5-Data, and I've renamed it to Chapter 5 National Weather as suggested by the text. And I'm going to go through these, the different steps within the text pretty quickly and try and hit the high points of what the textbook is going to cover for you. So again, just as I did in an earlier week, I will break it up into a few different videos so that you can select just the video where you might want to see a specific application or a specific task that you're trying to do. So the first thing I'm going to go over is creating a table with this series of data. So if we look at this data here sitting on this sheet, Portland, Maine, it's a list of all of the weather information for the city of Portland, Maine. And it has the days, the high temperature, the low temperature, the amount of rain, and the amount of snow. So if I wanted to identify something quickly off of this, while it's easily done using some of our prior knowledge that we've learned throughout this session, it's also interesting to see how we can utilize the power of Excel to make this task easier. Imagine if this list were 100 or 200 items long. And knowing that that information is something to continually do, it's nice to know how to do this in a faster way. So as the textbook will describe to you, we're going to insert a table using this data. So I'm going to select here into A5, and I'm going to go up to the ribbon and select the Insert ribbon. And the third one over on the top of that insert is the table. So what this does is creates a table to organize and analyze related data. So tables make it easy to sort, filter, and format data within the sheet. So I'm going to select that table. And the software is now going to look around that cell that I selected and see if it finds data. So it found that there was a list of items all the way through row 33 and all the way through column E, and it suggested, is that the table that you want to use? It is. Most of the time it's going to work correctly, and you just want to make sure that there aren't any blank spaces or blank columns in your data set. Otherwise, you will run into some trouble. But you can always change the range here to create the table that you're looking for. The other thing to identify here is this item here that says My Table Has Headers. It's just a checkbox that will turn on and off as a checkbox would. Clicks it on and off. And what this is saying is My Table Has Headers. So what does a header mean? It really means that the information sitting in that first row of the table is simply a label that identifies what's within each of the columns. So we have a table here that has headers where column A is the day, column B is the high degree, column C is the low degree, and so on. So I'm going to hit OK, and notice what happened. So it created this table, but at the same time it put me into a new menu item, which is related to the table, called Table Tools Design, and I've got a bunch of different items here within that new ribbon that opens up. In order for this ribbon to open up, you have to have created a table, and then from there you can do quite a bit of different things. So let's say I don't like the look of this particular style that Excel has chosen. I can go over to the right hand side of my ribbon here where it has the table styles. I can drop this list down, and then I can choose any different kind of style that I might want to have. So you can surely pick something from this list, or you can try and control some of it yourself. So right now we have a header row. Watch what happens. That happened when I selected that dialog box. If I turn that off, it just immediately hides that row. The banded row here, this item that's checked on, is going to add colors between every other row so that I can pick that out. Same thing will happen on the banded column, so I'll turn off the banded rows. If I put on banded columns, you'll see that the colors happen every other column. So depending on what you want it to look like, you can certainly play around with these different items to turn on and off. So that's really how quickly it is to create a table. The rest of the videos for this session will show you different things that you can do with this table.